I happen to think that there are some other things that as a society we need to do as well. First, we need to restore shame. There's no shameful behavior anymore in America. You can do just about anything you want to do, and no one minds. In fact, we're so numbed by what's happened around us that we've turned it off. As I described my disgust and sadness for a teacher getting killed by a 10-year-old, how troubling that is, I was in an elevator and the person next to me just kind of shrugged it off and said, well, it happens all the time. And I can understand how people respond to this, because if you don't, you could go crazy. If you saw the things that are going on, it would be very difficult to do it. So the natural response is just to say, well, that's the way it is. I don't think so. I believe that we need to restore a sense of shame so that certain behavior makes you blush. Certain behavior becomes such that you don't accept it. And that little by little, perhaps, that type of attitude becomes pervasive not just in your family, but maybe in your neighborhood and perhaps in your community. And over time, we begin to restore a sense of shame for behavior that is outrageous. It's the type of shame that existed, for example, in the 1960s, when half the people that were qualified to accept public assistance didn't take it because they thought it was shameful. It's the type of activity that made adoption a much better option than bringing a child to term without the ability to take care of that child, or abortion. It was the sense of shame that created the shotgun wedding. Does anybody hear about the shotgun wedding anymore? It's the sense of shame that used to exist about people who were very talented and intelligent cheating in school. It's the sense of shame that we don't have that makes our culture so debased and so depreciated over time. Secondly, we need to return to a restoration of accountability in our lives. There needs to be a recognition that, just as, and Michael Novak said this, as freedom, as oxygen is to lungs, so is virtue to freedom. There's no way that you can live in a free society unless there is accountability and responsibility to our actions. Government can play a part in this, and certainly people can. We live in a world that is based on no-fault insurance, no-fault capitalism, no-fault marriage. We have the politics of victimization. We have all sorts of things that lead us away from accountability for our own actions. It starts at an early age.